This presentation describes homeowner insurance availability in Mariposa County in 2019. Most everyone in the county knows that the forests in our region are burdened with a very heavy fuel load. This problem has been increased in recent years by tree mortality caused by drought and bark beetles. The fire hazard in our area has been designated as extremely high. We have had a major wildfire in the county for each of the last 2 years in a row. The Detweiler fire in July 2017 and the Ferguson fire in July 2018. Both were major fires, and the expectation is, among knowledgeable professionals, that we risk another one in the near future. As most of you have experienced, homeowners' insurance rates have gone through the roof, and many of you have had your policies canceled. A version of this presentation was given at workshops in Mariposa County, both in 2014 and 2015. Those presentations were given by Patrice Clements, who was the Farmers Insurance Broker in Mariposa at that time. This presentation is an updated version of Patrice's, and we thank Jeff Shaw, the present Farmers Broker, for doing that for us.
This slide reviews some history. A decade or more ago, the insurance industry assessed wildfire risk in this region by a simple look at zip code and by the nearness of a fire station and a fire hydrant. At present, risk assessment methods are much more sophisticated. In fact, there are several companies offering parcel-level evaluation by parcel number or street address. 2 examples of such companies are ISO Verisk Analytics and RedZone. Their evaluations are parcel-specific and are made taking into account slope, fuel load, road access, fire history, and any other variable that makes sense. One company scores properties from 0 to 30. 0 is perfect. 30 is the worst possible. A protection class, or PC, score impacts the availability and rating of policies. The rating scale goes from 1 to 10, with 1 being the best and 10 being the worst. A community's PC depends on the following: emergency communication systems, including facilities for the public to report fires, staffing, training, certification of telecommunicators, and facilities for dispatching fire departments. The fire departments themselves, including equipment, staffing, training, and geographic deployment of fire companies. The water supply system, including the inspection and flow testing of hydrants, and a careful evaluation of the amount of available water compared with the amount needed to suppress fires. Community efforts to reduce the risk of fire, including fire prevention codes and enforcement, public fire safety education, and fire investigation programs. The majority of Mariposa County falls under classification 9 or 10. Packaged policies are policies that insure against multiple risks. For example, theft, liability, fire, water damage, etc. Admitted carriers are carriers that have registered their rates and rules with the State Department of Insurance and are also part of the state's guarantee fund. Non-admitted carriers have the flexibility to provide insurance to customers in high-risk areas by charging higher premiums. This serves a market which might otherwise go uninsured. They are not part of the state's guarantee fund. Homeowners contemplating using a non-admitted carrier should thoroughly investigate the financial stability of the carrier, since they are not part of the guarantee fund. The California FAIR Plan is operated by a quasi-state organization and is based upon a high-risk pool. Difference in condition policies are used in conjunction with the FAIR Plan to cover risks not covered by FAIR. Packaged homeowners insurance from an admitted carrier is available in Mariposa County on an extremely limited basis. Coverage is for multiple risks: liability, fire, and so forth. An admitted carrier is one that has filed rates and rules with the Department of Insurance. An admitted carrier is part of the state security fund. Each insurance carrier utilizes different guidelines in order to determine if a property is eligible for coverage. Packaged policies are also available from non-admitted carriers. Again, the non-admitted carrier doesn't have to register rates or rules with the Department of Insurance. This gives the carrier the ability to charge more for the policy to account for the increased risk from fire in Mariposa County. Since the carrier is not part of the security fund, the customer must satisfy him or herself that the company owning the non-admitted carrier is stable enough financially to tolerate the increased risk. Fair policies are offered on the basis of a high-risk pool and are administered by a quasi-state organization. It is not a fully packaged policy and insures against fire and a limited list of other perils. This type of policy will satisfy lender requirements, but leaves the client with significant exposure to uncovered losses. Difference in condition, or DIC, policies were created to go along with the California Fair Plan policies to help provide additional coverage. With CFP and DIC policies combined, coverage is much more comparable to that of a traditional homeowner's insurance policy. The most utilized coverages of a DIC policy, which are not available through the CFP policy, are liability, theft, water damage, and falling objects. This type of policy is not designed as a standalone policy and must be accompanied by a policy through the California Fair Plan. Renewals and cancellations depend entirely on the insuring carrier. A carrier may decide to just pull out of a geographic area. Many people are grandfathered into their current coverage. A carrier may cancel based on a random periodic inspection. A carrier may also cancel based on claim history, for example, a broken fence. Premiums may increase from 30 to 500%. Premiums are increasing, and they will continue to increase. It is not uncommon to see a premium double at renewal time. Homeowners may trade off deductible dollars against premium dollars, thereby assuming more personal risk. This is one of the most volatile times in the insurance industry, and changes are occurring frequently.